This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So I'm going to take a look here at some tech stocks here. Microsoft, Apple, PLTR, Tesla, and Oracle. All right, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Here we have Microsoft, your daily and your weekly. Now you can see here how she's getting some love. Now look at the past that we had. Okay, we just had this gap up on the earnings and this ran right up very, very nicely. Then we got to an like a spike overbought condition, and then she came down, and now she wants to retest. Okay, very, very nicely. All right. So what we have here on the downside, let's take a look at the downside here first. We want to watch that key 21 day. That's 506.59 level. Okay. Then the next level we're going to be looking to is 502.15. Then we just follow these candles right on down. Look at the bottom, 497.88. We have 496.72. We'll come down there at 495, and then your retest at 492.37. Now we lose that. We're going to come over to Hondo here at 488.86 level. Now you always want to watch on the weekly chart where we have this 21 day, which is sitting just basically just above that 100-day at that 483.87. All right. Now you can see here when you look at the weekly, see how your 8-day, your price is pinned right up against there. Okay. So this was we here 1 week. Okay. The next week, and then this is week. This is this week at 512. You need to grab and close back above that. Now, when we look at this, what we have here, okay, we have that 50-day at 510. Now, we have to bust through that in order to go higher, and then we have that 512 right here. That's going to be very, very key on a closing basis, okay? So that's what you always want to watch. Now, again, if we can get above that area there, then what we do is just follow these candles up here nicely. We got a 515 level. We got 522. We'll come up there 526, and then we just bring this price channel over. You got 532, and then we come up top of that candle. You're looking at 537, and then you retest there at triple nickel. Okay, very, very nice. Now, you can see here how we're only sitting at 54. We're having a nice, good run back up again. The green is below your red, but we're way on the bottom and it wants to curl right on up. So again, as long as we can hold that 21-day and 8-day, we're looking very good. Otherwise, we're going to retest. Now, upside, got to get above that 510 level, and we got to get above this right here on a closing basis, that 512. Then we can take this bad boy higher. Okay, let's take a look here now at Apple. Here we have Apple. Now I trade this 5 times a year. I trade it into the earnings, and then I dump it out, and then I always trade it into that big all the new products. Okay, in September, then I dump it out. Now again, it really isn't my kind of stock. It's very, very slow mover. I'd rather be in something like NVIDIA. Okay, that's the thing. Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, Palantir, even Google, I say, is a little bit better trade than what Apple is. However, this is like a big Titanic you're trying to turn here. Okay, so let's just look at the upside. So what we're really watching is this 8-day. That's going to be key. That 235.11. You can see where we went right into it. Now we get above that. You want to look at the top of that chart. That's, 235, that's right there. And then we want to look up here at that 241 level. That's going to be key. Now, we get above that 241 level. Then what we're going to do is just bring this right over to the left here. Okay, you're looking at 241.37, lines up nicely. 244. Then we'll come on top of that candle at 250 flat. And then we can run it all the way up here to that 260 level. And that is going to be your breakout there on Apple. Okay, but remember, this is a big ship that you have to turn around. Now, we do have this negative divergence. See how we have a high and a lower high, high and a higher high. So just be a little bit careful here. And again, if it rallies up here and you get above that 8-day, we got to see what the reaction is once you hit that 241 on that retest. Okay, now downside, you're watching that 21-day, 231. Then we watch obviously today's low. You're looking at that 229 level, and then we come down to the bottom of this candle, 225.95, and then we'll look for the retest at 223.78. Then we have your 200 SMA here, 221, and then we have your 221 here on your 50-day. But you can see here how the 8-day crossed up, 21-day, 50-day, 100-day. This is actually a very, very good bullish chart. The key is going to be a close above that 241 to take that bad boy higher. Now, we hear a little look on the old weekly. Always want to look at that weekly chart. Okay, you can see how it came down for the week, but we held that 8-day. See, this is why you trade the chart. Look how nice that is. Now, again, you lose that 226. Then you want to go next is that 222, and then we come down here to 212. Then we have your 209 level kind of a situation. But right now, you can see how nice it's holding. The 8-day crossed the 21-day, crossed the 8-day. This is going to provide very, very nice support for the old Apple kind of a situation. All right. Now, we got to be a little bit careful here on a weekly chart because look at here, like a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder kind of a situation. So we got to see how this all shakes out. So if you can't break through that 241 level, then this is going to come down here. Okay. Now, We look at the RSI on the weekly. You're only sitting at 58. That can curl right back up. The green is over your red. That's looking very, very good kind of a situation. But let's just see how this shakes out. And the key is going to be that 241. That's going to be very, very key on the closing basis to take it higher. Okay, let's take a look here at Palantir. Here we have Palantir. Now this stock here, if you look at the past earnings, look at here. It went there, gapped up, took right on off. Gapped up, went up here. Gapped up again, very, very strong. So the odds of this thing, when buying this ahead of earnings and going to earnings, is going to be a very, very good and easy kind of a trade situation. Now you can see where we had this consolidation, and then we had this nice big green candle, and then we're above that key 21 day. So this is what we want to watch on the downside. We need to hold that 161.33 level. We need to hold that 160 level, and right here, 159 level. So all your support is sitting right here. Now again, if we lose that, then we just come to the bottom of that candle, 156. You got 154 level. We'll come down to the bottom there, 148. And then we have your 100-day sitting at 142, which lines up pretty much here with the bottom of that 142 is your recent low. All right. Now, we can get above all this. Say we crack right above that 169. Then here's what we're looking for, 172. Crack above there, 177, 180, okay, 185. And it would take it to 190. You crack 190. You're going to head for that 200, and eventually you're going to head towards that 250 level. Now, we look here at 56. Oh, that's not overbought, oversold. Plenty of room here, but we just have consolidation. So a lot of times after these big runs like we had, you get a consolidation kind of a situation, okay? So look at this awesome run that it had all the way on up here, all the way from this bottom kind of thing. So be a little patient with this, but I think this is a really good trade going forward. Now, I say you're only at 56, plenty of room to run. The green is crossing over your red, so just a matter of time here before we start rallying this Palantir right back up again, okay? But just be patient. Now, weekly. We're right back here above that 8-day. Nice, 164.05. We got to hold that on a closing basis for the week. Then we can start going maybe towards that retest. If we start losing it, well, we have this 21-day all the way down here. Then you always want to look to the left of the chart at that 125 level, and you work your way down to the 50. But right now, this is looking, really good. We have negative divergence going here. Okay, so we have a high, lower high, high, higher high. But again, if this can curl right back up again, we can take this here and at least retest that 190. And then we have to see what the reaction is once you get there. All right, let's take a look here now at Tesla. Tesla breaking out. Now, again, I've been doing this chart here for you. I do this probably every week. I do a Tesla. Now, again, we had this nice double bottom, and then we have this series of higher lows. See this? And nice higher highs. Charts building. And what we were watching for was the top of this candle right there. Okay, so we're looking for that 367.71. Obviously, yesterday, what did we hit yesterday? Okay, 368.99. Okay, nicely. Now today she's breaking out again, going higher. Now remember, those subsidies are on to the end of September, so they should have really good numbers, I would think, this quarter. The key is going forward. But again, they have the AI situation, the self-driving, all this kind of stuff going forward. So let's just see how that all going to shake out here over time. Okay, so today we made this high so far here of 394.19 level. So all you do is look to the left of the chart here. What do you got? 394. Okay, see how easy it is? Just bring these price channels right across. Boom, that's why we use the price channels, because as this is selling off, the price channels are coming down. It's leaving your resistance levels on the other side. So when this turns, that's easy. Just take it and look at the resistance levels, okay? Very, very easy, okay? So there's your 394. Now that's your gap, okay? Now your fill is going to be to the bottom of that candle at 401, okay? 34. So that's your next level. Is going to be 401.34. Then we get above that. We come over here to the left of the chart, looking at 412, and then we look to the top of that candle at that 419.99. Then we just take and follow the price channels right across, 439 level. We come up here, we have a 465, and then we have 488. So always use these price channels, makes life in trading a lot easier. Now, on the downside, what you really want to hold is this level right here. This is going to be key on a closing basis, 367.71. Okay, if we lose that, then we just follow the candles right down, 357.54. As they were resistance, now they are support. And then we want to watch them key levels, which is this 8-day, okay, sitting right there at that 353, the 21-day, 342. We have your 200-day, 330, and then your 328 there as your 50-day, and then we have your 100-day at 322. But right now, we're breaking out, but we're getting to an overbought situation, so just be a little bit careful on the thing. Now, to me, I trade this daily, and then at the end of the day, I just take the profits, and you can always buy this back. Seems like it gives you a good opportunity. All right, now we look at the weekly here. Look at this. We got plenty of room to run. You're only at 64. You can get way on up here. And now we're breaking out here above that key price channel level, that 367.71. That's the key. Now, We crack above it, and then here's your next big level that you're going to target is at 439 and then 448 level. All right, but you can see this chart. See how we have a low, and look how nice higher, low, and she just rallying right on up here. Very, very nice, very, very bullish chart, and now she's breaking out. Okay, let's take a look here at Oracle. Here we have Oracle. All right, now I told you on Oracle, as you owned it, which I don't own. I used to trade this all the time. It used to be really in play. That take some profits when you have this big gap up like that. That was like a ridiculous gap. But remember, all that was a short squeeze. A lot of people were short the stock, and they came out with this big AI going forward, and that all sounds good, and I'm down with the sickness, okay? However, okay, when you have that, take your profits. You go, if you like Oracle, you can always buy this a lot lower, all right? So you can see here, we put that topping tail in there, then red candle. As soon as you make that lower low situation, get the hell out or short it or do whatever you got to do, but don't stay in that because it's not going to go higher. So now we want to look to the bottom here at that 291.75. But you can come all the way down here, okay? So you look at the bottom, 291.75, there's your gap. And then all the way here is 243.49, there's your fill. Your gap, your fill. We have this 261 area, and we have this area right here at that 260.87, okay? That's going to be key. Now, but again, just watch that it's going to fill this, eventually fill this gap. And then this will be the buying opportunity, not buying this up here and think, oh, this is going to go to 1,000. No, that's not how trading works. Then you look at this, you can see where you have these spike highs. This here was just a gradual, a bullish kind of a move, but this was a spike. When you have those spikes, it's always going to come right on down, just that simple. Now, this rallied right on up here, but to me, I would just stay away from this. Wait till you get a buying opportunity. So what you're looking for on this, to buy this, is you want a higher low kind of a situation. So if it keeps right on selling, or you want to have it come down to the support levels, or you want a red dog where it comes all the way down and then rallies right back up again. But right now, I would wait, be patient, wait for this come down to that, even that at 8-day and possibly that gap fill at 243.49 level. Now, you can see here on the same thing on the weekly. It's showing you exact same thing. Look at this. I mean, look at this, okay? You don't buy that up there, okay? If you miss the trade, you miss the trade. You catch it next time. There's no shortage of stocks to trade here, okay? So always remember, just don't get hanging out here on a situation like that. That just never works. Take your profits, put it in the pocket, and we can buy it back again. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after your pit close. We'll take a look here at Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETF, ETHU, gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. We'll take a look at the indexes, which are pretty much green except for the old Dow. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.